Everybody, we are back with more Dungeon the Mad Mage, back from break. So, when we left our heroes, they had conversed with Lurkana about the return of her son, Ezrah. They had made plans, arrangements, in order to attempt to deal with the Aboleth Ilun. And then on their journey out, they decided to stop by one of the remaining locations on the Sargoth level that had vexed them for quite some time. Within, they found a massive chamber, a hold of granite blocks and unfinished statues, and within, an immense Zorn protecting the throne, the alabaster throne of the coronal. And due to the circumstances that the party had been through before, their knowledge of Zorn, their experiences within the heart of the mountain, their ability to speak Terran, ended with this immense creature forming a pact with Bones to return to the old ways.
Okay.
And it ventured down to the 6th level of Undermountain, to the lost levels. No longer lost. And that is where we kind of like pull back into our scene, right? The immense Zorn is gone, has sunk into the earth. What would you guys like to do now?
Damn, I jogged to the middle. I'm like, holy shit! Back in comedy.
Y'all come out and be like, what the fuck just happened?
Dude, he's our best friend now, but we also have to feed him in his first.
He just made a pact to feed all the Zorn for something.
For what?
I don't know. They never talked about it.
That's unclear, but I assume it's a good thing.
Where are you going to get the food?
All around us, Ashes.
It's all around us.
Look, if it's all around us, then why do they need us to get it for them?
Maybe they enjoy the ritual. I don't know.
What ritual? There's a ritual?
Yes, I'm deeply familiar with Zorn culture now, and yes, there is.
Oh, are you?
Sure.
Good to know.
As somebody with -3 intelligence, would you please explain to me, as if I were a kindergartner?
I will, but I will do so in Primordial.
I'll translate.
As that is the only way the old words can be spoken.
Nice.
Hey guys, also, the Alabaster Throne's over there in that box. It's not a box.
That was something you were looking for, right?
We were all.
Yep.
Yeah, it's for Volo.
This is for Volo, yeah.
Oh, I thought that was the Emerald Enclave.
No.
Volo Vamp was asking about it. How fun? Like, I'm sure we can't carry it, but how funny would it be if we came back
We roll up with a fucking throne.
carrying the Alabaster Throne? Hey, Volo, is this it?
That's not at all what I was looking for.
Shit.
I didn't touch it, but maybe you guys want to go see?
Yeah, sure.
All right, it's over here.
I don't know which one. Is it this one?
This one?
Is
This one?
Ezra plops down and begins casting
this one.
Detect Magic on himself.
Okay.
X magic?
Detect Magic.
Hex
Oh.
magic. Hex magic. Hex.
I'll take a hand and I'll like try to lean it back from holding onto the top of it just to get an idea of what this thing might weigh.
The whole time just snaps off.
Please be very careful.
If I feel like the least bit of like a crumble or a crack, I'm gonna let it go. Because if this
Snaps
thing's
back,
brittle, I don't want to break it.
Forward.
Ezra, do you have mend?
Busy.
Maybe try lifting from the bottom. Lift with your legs.
Did I break it? Oh god. We've been with like it's we've been
Ashes,
done this for forever.
in your as you go through these motions, these careful ministrations, right? The throat's actually lighter, far lighter than you expected it to be. It's still a throne, it's still very big, it's still quite heavy, right? But you kind of like, you go about it being very ginger, kind of like expecting extreme resistance.
Fucking elves always got to make shit that's lighter than it looks.
Phones, roll me an intelligence check.
Me?
Or sorry, Ashes, roll me an
don't make
intelligence check.
Don't
That's
make
why
me.
I'm laughing, is because of
No.
your situation.
Shit.
Well, that's
How about
better
a
than-
dirty 2?
Better than expected, honestly.
It's yeah, you could just carry this. It's fine. This is fine. It's fine. Yeah, it's okay.
Hey guys, I got it. So I'm gonna take Zalara, Sheether, losing my freaking right. I'm gonna walk up to the front of it.
On the next
Alright, so
episode,
guys-
Ashes gets treated for a hernia.
I was literally just thinking about a hernia. Actually, Ashes, what is the weight that you can carry? What can you pick up?
Oh, how is weight? It's strength.
15 times your strength number.
So I have. Well, is it the modifier or the number?
Number. It's
Number.
the number. 15 times the number.
I can carry
You have
270 pounds maximum.
Okay, you might have underestimated this a little bit. It's a little heavier than you expected.
Sorry.
Yeah, you do not lift it.
All right. We're just
Try,
gonna have
buddy.
to tell Volo where it is.
I think that was the original
But
plan.
that being said, it is, you don't lift it on your own, but it is way like this thing looks like it. You know, it's a throne of stone, y'all. It should be a couple thousand pounds
Yeah.
maybe, but it doesn't. You were able to tip it. You were able to tilt it, and you don't think you'd be
Anybody
able to do that.
in
with that.
Waterdeep invented a dolly yet?
We ain't gotta bring it to him. He just said, "Tell me where it is."
We know where it is. Yay! It's still kind of heavy.
All right, cool. Well, we did it, guys.
Did it! Yay! Did it!
That's our oldest quest we have.
It's, you guys got that quest at like episode 1, I think.
It's the
No, it
oldest
was a little
one.
later in.
Oh, maybe.
Couple
Maybe.
seconds in.
It's the oldest one we haven't completed.
Fair enough.
Not completely true, but sure.
All right, then. Well,
Hmm.
I guess let's leave. You guys
Okay,
want to go
where-
to water?
Where are you guys going? What's the plan?
Yes.
Where are you
You
heading?
guys want to do quick
Did
in
my
and
detect
out?
magic finish?
Yeah. I mean, if you guys are sticking around for that long, absolutely. Your detect magic
yeah, might
finishes.
as well.
You are privy to the information of
It's magic.
the doors to this chamber. I'm just going to give you a full enchilada, right? Assuming that you like Ezra cases the joint, right?
Yep.
The doors are magic. They are magically enchanted. There is enchantment magics about them. They seem to be both primarily enchantment and a little bit of divination, right? And then the only other magic in the room is this block and what's inside of it.
Illusion.
So the block is pure illusion, right? It's basically just this immense illusory block. But the throne within is also magical. The throne within it has transmutation magic, and it has divination magic.
Interesting. So the chair itself seems to be magical too. If you guys are fine, I can take time and figure out the scope before we have Volo start tinkering.
No, just sit on it.
I pull out my book and start casting Identify on the chair.
I just sit on it.
You sit on the throne. It is actually, I mean, it doesn't look comfortable. Like, there's not a cushioned seat. There's not, like, a seating arrangement. But the stone seems to almost kind of, like, give under you. It's not,
can I now cast fucking Disintegration?
it's not incredibly comfortable, but it's far more comfortable than you might anticipate it to be.
Nobody will get.
Okay. Do I feel magic? Am I magical?
You don't know.
I will it. I say magic!
Nothing happens.
No, it seems fine. I think it's just preternaturally comfortable.
You okay? Anything else?
That was all for me.
Okay. Then you guys allow Ezra to finish his identification?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Ezra, you cast Identify upon this. This is indeed, because I think with Identification you get the name of the magic item as well as what it does. As long as there isn't anything like preventing you from gaining that information. You learn its properties, how to use them, whether it requires attunements, how many charges it has, if any. You learn any spells affecting the item and what they are. If the item was created by a spell, you learn which spell created it, etc., etc. Right. You learn specifically two things about this this throne. It is enchanted. Or actually, it's not enchanted. It is transmuted to be far lighter than it should be.
Okay.
And it is rife with divination magic, which will prevent the incumbent, the individual sitting upon it, from telling a lie.
That's a weird thing to want from a king.
Hey, Bones.
So is it like Zone of Truth where
can you
you're
sit on the
compelled
chair
to
real
tell the
quick?
truth? Or
But yeah, I was just on it. Yeah, I get back on it. What's up?
How's it feel?
It's pretty good. Pretty comfy.
Okay. If you had the chance to kill one of us and you got a very strong bone artifact, would you do it?
What kind of bone artifact?
does not immediately say no.
So, looks like it's working.
No, that does not prove that it's working.
It sounds like it's working.
No, that does not.
If you were given the most powerful dagger in existence, but it was made of metal, would you use it?
What's it do?
I don't know. Just it overall is the most powerful dagger that has ever existed.
What the hell is going on behind you?
I don't know.
I think this is the wrong person to have sitting in the chair.
This is the perfect
He's
person.
just like thinking and thinking
I
thinking.
think Bones is just pretty much an open book. Like,
Yeah.
he's got nothing to hide.
I think I would take it and try and put its enchantment in a bone dagger.
Cool, thank you. You showed me what I wanted. Man, could you do me a favor and sit in the chair real quick?
Sure, I sit in the chair.
Now I have to think. Fuck.
Yeah, you're digging your own fucking ditch here, man. What's going on?
I'm having fun.
You have this one-time opportunity to get to
I have
like
this
ask a
knowledge for
truthful
once that's
question.
Useful. Matt, when we finish your quest and you go home, will you forget about us?
Weirdly emotional.
Never.
Oh.
In fact, I'd love it if you all came back with me. We could use you.
Then we could be the aliens.
Alien magics.
Okay, thank you.
We
When
can-
you're sitting on the chair, you can't tell a lie, by the way.
Oh, okay. Isn't that just normal?
Yes, all chairs operate like that.
The image in my head that Bones has just been like going through his entire life, that every chair means you can't tell a lie.
I never lie while
If you
seated.
sit in a chair, you have to tell the truth.
I only lie while standing or
I feel
lying.
like that's now a part of my tabaxi
Yeah.
culture. That's just a thing with tabaxi
It
culture.
should
Is you
be.
can't lie sitting down. You can only lie standing up.
Yeah, no,
If
that's
if you're in a position of like comfort and
Yeah,
sharing,
you can't lie.
you can't lie.
Absolutely.
100%, yeah. There's no lying while seated. That's how this is. What do
I
you mean?
fucking love that. I love that.
That's
Mental note.
really good.
Fucking, I'm actually writing it down.
Anyone that plays a tabaxi in the future, I expect you to adhere to that.
I will never play a tabaxi, so
I will.
don't worry.
Anyways,
I want my next character to be a sentient magic hat that pilots a mannequin.
that sounds
So
dope.
Warforged.
That actually sounds really cool.
Yeah, let's fucking do it.
Jay wants to be the sorting hat. Awesome.
You know
Alright,
which house you're going
so,
into?
Do you guys want to?
Me.
You guys want to do a quick in and out in Skullport, or
Still
Straight
think that's
down.
a terrible idea.
I think we get some dope ass disguises. We'll be fine.
I think we're
Where are
just.
you gonna get dope ass disguises?
I don't know.
I think we're just fine. I think we can go back and not have a whole lot of trouble, aside from the casual illithid that wants to kill you in the middle of the street.
I think if we probably go like right now, I think it's probably fine. It probably hadn't gotten back that we killed that guy yet.
I feel like Ash's definition of there won't be trouble is we'll fight and kill a whole bunch of people, but they won't be good people. They'll be bad people, so it's fine.
They shitter people.
I mean, we could always just go back down and take our chances.
I think that's the better option.
All right, let's do that then.
I
Uh,
will say
At
that
the,
we
at
probably
the aboleth? Or okay.
Yeah,
I
maybe the
will
Aboleth
say
enslaved a lot of Kuato, and we can just cut their feet off anyway.
we probably want to take a rest before we do that.
I mean, here's a good a place as any.
I also will need to cast water breathing so that
I will say at this point, with everything that you guys have been through so far this session, and I'm just gonna make it a, because it's been fun in the past, but whatever. It's not. There's no reason for me to kind of be like coy or whatever. Jay, it's a new day. And I'm saying that specifically to Jay. It's a new day, so Jay can start calculating. But it is not yet dawn. It
So
is
this
rolled
was-
past
so-
midnight. Yeah.
After the conversation with the Zorn, the giant
Yeah,
Zorn.
it
whose
is
name I didn't
rolled
write
past
down.
midnight.
Okay, so it
You
is
can-
now Nightfall the 28th.
You can start tracking
All
on a new
notes
day.
written from henceforward will be on the 28th. If you wanted to, Jeremy, you could just PM me that.
I mean, it's whatever. It honestly doesn't matter.
Okay.
Like,
Damn, our sleep cycle is gonna be real fucked up.
it's super
Oh, a
fucked
little bit.
up. You guys are all over the place.
I mean, okay, so do we need a short rest right now before we boat back down, or what do you? I mean, have we agreed no skull port? I don't really
like,
care one way or the
I
other,
mean,
to be honest
The
with
only
you.
thing is like I'm losing a lot of my like resources, but like hit dice and HP is fucking golden.
I actually feel pretty confident some of those Kuoto have died of
Don't you want to
hunger
be
or
able
disease
to
by now.
transform against the tentacles and?
Yeah, I don't have castigation, transformation, and one of my 2 smites.
And
Okay, so
I think Matt is a little spent on some of his resources.
as I
key on
recall,
short, right?
I do get key on
Um,
short, but staff is fully out at the moment.
okay, so
Okay.
as I recall, if we just go straight back up the north and to the east a little bit, there's like an entrance to the river, and we could just camp right there real quick and then just boat on down, right?
Oh shit. These smites are a long rest. My bad. Whatever. It's not a big deal. The only thing I'd get back is my transformation and my brand. My brand.
I think Skullport would be a fun little distraction, but I'm also super down to just go kill a Aboleth.
I'm fine
have
with
a
fighting the
little
Aboleth.
bit of engage
If
that
you
I would
guys
like-
feel like the water movement will not impact you enough for it to be a problem, we can just do it.
I have
Well,
no
it's
idea what
attack,
it's like
so-
fighting underwater.
We have fought underwater before, but it was that troll that had to be in melee anyway, so that seems fine. I don't do Aboleth shoot ray beams or something.
I do not have the answer to that question.
All right, well, let's just do it.
I mean, all my
Alright.
stuff is at range, so
Ashes is
Okay.
the only person who might have a bad time then.
Well, I can't throw daggers in the water.
So just another day.
Just another day.
Oh,
Or
does
ashes.
water actually stop thrown effect? You have to use like ranged
you
weapons.
can only use them short range, and it's
yeah, I don't-
disadvantage.
I mean,
It's not disadvantage because they're piercing, but I don't. You can't throw anything. I think you can only use like a crossbow or some shit underwater, right?
I think you use a bow too.
You can use a bow. I wish I hadn't thrown mine away 18 times.
I was gonna say 5 times.
Okay, let's have a quick rundown of underwater combat so everyone's on the same page, right?
Yeah.
Underwater, the following rules apply. When making a melee weapon attack, a creature that doesn't have a swimming speed, either natural or granted by magic, has disadvantage on the attack roll unless the weapon is a dagger, javelin, short sword, spear, or trident. A ranged weapon attack automatically misses a target beyond the weapon's normal range, that being its shortest range, okay? And even against a target within normal range, the attack roll has disadvantage unless the weapon is a crossbow, a net, or a weapon that is thrown like a javelin, spear, trident, or dart. So basically, any weapon with like a
It didn't
like
say dagger, but I can throw a dagger.
yeah.
thrown
Anything thrown is still fine within its minimum range, right? But any bow, like a short bow or a long bow, anything with a string that you have to pull back, it doesn't work underwater like in the same way. Like it just
That's
doesn't.
weird.
It just doesn't function the
Well,
same.
I
way.
have a crossbow that's no go, and I have a maul, a long.
A crossbow
and a
is a
war
go. Actually, a crossbow is okay in its normal range. A crossbow, a net, or a weapon that is thrown is okay in its normal range. Not its long range, but its normal range.
So like the original, like what is it, 60 feet?
I don't know, whatever a crossbow is.
What crossbow is it?
30, I think.
30.
Which
I
crossbow?
don't know. It's a light,
hand.
right? Oh, it's hand.
Hand crossbow is
30.
It's
A
80?
hand is
Actually,
30.
I don't think it's a hand crossbow. It's a
A
I
hand
thought it
is
was a
light.
light.
It's 80.
It's a
I
light.
thought it was
yeah.
light. Yeah.
It is a light. It's a +1 light.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
80
80
then.
feet then. So as long as you're shooting, if you shoot beyond 80 feet, it's an automatic miss. If you shoot less than 80 feet, it is normal.
Okay, this is doable. I think this is doable.
I think so too.
Do you have a melee weapon, Jay? In case shit rolls up on you.
I have a long sword, a
Okay, well,
maul, and a
that's
war
no.
pick.
So no.
No, no, and no.
Uh-oh.
All of those are disadvantage.
Okay.
I mean, you
he
can
has a
still
weapon,
use
it's
them, but
just-
they're disadvantage.
I'm trying to think what I have on me, because, like,
You
I
just
could
give him a
make you-
dag.
I could make you a spear or something real quick as part of being a fucking cool-ass craftsman, a cunning artisan.
If you actually
it would be.
remember, right, east of here, where the drow rafts were, there were long poles, push poles,
Mm-hmm.
that you could utilize as like a haft or something like that.
You could also go back to the Legion and get something.
Yeah, you could.
Yeah, they ain't got no good bones. All I have on
I
me on
was
my...
more talking ashes, but sure.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I was invested with making him something. Sorry.
Not knocking your idea, just saying.
All I have on me are good bones.
I don't want to use the good bones.
Does
God.
does
problem.
wave break still apply? It is water.
Yeah, it turns the whole thing into one giant
Alma
toilet.
carries a spear, isn't it?
It'll be fine. I'll use the
curious,
light
yeah.
crossbow
Well,
and
no,
I'll
I'm
write
talking
every
for-
individual build.
For ashes.
talking-
Okay. Actually, hold up.
Claws!
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't you just have claws?
Hold up. Claws are still a. Let me check.
Like, that's
It doesn't
they
say
count
anything
as-
about
as-
them.
as
It is
melee.
claws would count as a natural weapon. A natural weapon is not listed in here. Basically, the scenario is the reason being why is because you don't stab with your claws. You slash with your
Slashing,
claws, and the weapons that don't have disadvantage are all stabbing. They're thrusting
Ah,
weapons,
yeah.
so you can
Gotcha.
pierce through the water without issue.
What if I
So you
just
would
like
still have you would still have disadvantage. I'm gonna I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this is an unintended property, but because of the investiture utilized in the making of the breaking wave, it functions in the same way as other underwater weapons do, right?
There you go.
Pull
So
out
you
the
might want to
breaking
add
wave.
that to the item's description. Now it's basically going to be just like those weapons are, and I will actually say this is what it's going to do is when used underwater, it's used as a piercing weapon.
Okay. Yeah, then I pull out the breaking wave and I hold it out to Ashes. And I say, this should do it for you down there.
all right.
You hear this voice in your mind, Ashes. You hear this. Are you some kind of weapons slut? Is that what you are?
Yeah.
Yeah, he a sloop for
You
weapons.
hear immediately in response. You hear, "That's okay. There's no shame in that."
She just wanted to hear you say it.
Right,
Okay.
and
So let's
now,
go to
what
the
is
beach.
this katana?
You might
Like-
PM or DM
Yeah, I'll
him
just send
the
it to you.
details so that
so-
Ashes has that.
So are we taking a short rest to get key points and lycanthropy and all that shit back?
Might as well. Ain't no telling what we're about to walk into. Float into.
That's what I
Whatever.
do.
While they are taking the short rest, I am also
Okay.
going to ritually cast underwater breathing on the group.
Okay.
So as we're leaving, I would like to I'll shut the door, and then I'll ask like Matt or somebody to try and open it. I want to see if it locks.
It does not open to them.
Fuck yeah! All right, we leave, and I lock that bitch.
Okay. So where what's your heading? Where are you going? What is your intended
We wanna
destination?
go to the east, to that beach where the drow stored their boats.
Okay.
Take our short rest, and
Okay.
then fucking boat on down to fucking where Aboleth Central.
Boat question mark boat on down?
What is it? To the Twisted Caverns. Yes, that is what the map says it is
Um,
called.
How are you guys boating on down?
We have a folding
boat.
Paper
boat.
boat.
You're gonna. Okay.
A
So
folding boat.
I don't know who
So-
has that, but
I have it.
oh, there you go.
Matashtai. What
Boat
kind
on
of
down
what kind
Georgia.
of boat do you create? What is this? Cake! It's birthday cake.
Oh,
Yay!
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 I want a fucking
That's
cake.
very tasty. I like that.
Cakey. Oh, hold on. I'm gonna look at
Oh
it.
God.
Ah.
Fucking
heard that
Madoka
word
Magica
far too many
cakey.
times. Huh?
I love that
Is there a
shit, dude.
One more bite, but not a whole piece. I might get a piece later, but after I finish
That's
the
why I
game.
didn't
But it's too much
Mama.
to like do like right now. It's gonna make me like salivate and stuff like that.
Dude, Madoka Magica is surprisingly dark.
Oh yeah, it really is.
and- Well,
That's a good one.
it's-
That would be a great one, Jeremy. If you guys haven't seen that, Madoka Magica and the movies.
right.
Gotcha.
Spoiler. It's just magical girl that gets gory.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
That's
Oh,
it.
that is
Um,
dark.
So, like, I can make it look like whatever I want. It just operates like a normal boat.
Well, no. So there are. You can use one command word to make it
Okay.
into a boat that is 10 feet long, 4 feet wide, and 2 feet deep, kind of like a rowboat. Okay.
Mhm.
It will have a single mast, a very short mast, and a sail that can fit up to 4 creatures comfortably. The
Okay.
other option is a fucking long boat that is 24 feet long, 8 feet wide, and 6 feet deep. It has rowing seats, a whole deck, 5 sets of oars, a steering oar, an anchor, and
It's
a
a brigantine.
like it's a fucking
It's straight up
it's a boat.
brigantine.
it's
That
still a
seems like
small
a bit
boat.
more than we
It seems
need.
it still seems it's still a small boat in comparison to like an actual ship,
A
but you
galleon,
know.
something, yeah.
So you're gonna go with the first one.
You only
Yeah,
listed
I'm
off
gonna
2,
go-
aren't
I'm gonna
there
go with
3?
the first one.
The third command just returns it to its folding form.
Okay.
Okay. Sweet. So you guys head to that beach of so long ago. Create this boat and
That poor
begin
goblin's still stuck with us.
begin to go down the river slowly but surely.
In a
right?
van.
I actually I say that as you create the boat, you realize it is comfortable for 4 people, and that's instinctually fine with you. And then you hear this voice like, "Where the fuck am I gonna sit?"
Tie a rope, throw him overboard.
Don't worry about it.
As the goblin entourage of Ezrah is still here.
I sit down and I pat my lap.
Yeah, that was so creepy. That was so creepy. Oh my
Oh, what?
god.
What did you Did you say sit on my lap? Is that what you said?
He said I sit down and
Didn't
pat
say
my
it.
lap.
I just
Oh
said,
god, dude.
My god.
tell Santa what you want.
So, you guys continue with it. You can fit 5 people in here, especially since it's a goblin. It's just going to be a little more cramped. Like someone might have to sit in someone's lap.
Well, we know who that is. I cozy in on Matt's lap.
Oh my. This goblin bitches the entire time.
So I'll like interrupt him, or not interrupt him, but I'd like to maybe get his mind off of it. I'll speak in Goblin. I'll be like, "Hey, the others don't know how to speak Goblin. Why are you really here? Are you magically bound to him?
Yeah.
Is there like a duration?
I don't know. You think they tell us this shit?
Magic Goblin School?
And so the only way you know what to get out is to die?
I don't fucking know. They don't give you a manual. Actually, I don't even know who the they is that I keep saying. Just sounds like the right thing to say.
Are you actually a goblin, or are you like Fey or something?
I don't fucking know.
Wow, really? All right, well.
Jeremy, did my detect magic pick up anything weird about the goblin if I got near him while that
Oh,
was
he's
up?
super fucking magical.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, absolutely. He is
I just thought about it.
super. He is every school of magic that you have ever experienced.
Damn, necromancy?
Is
Well, tell you
every
what.
school of magic that you have ever experienced.
Bro.
If you ever want out, out,
Off yourself.
let me know. I'll help
This is-
you.
Fucking do it. Do it now. Yeah, bitch, I thought you wouldn't.
Oh,
Get out the room,
damn!
dude. Cut his throat.
You gotta do it now.
Slice his neck.
It's tempting. Oh, it's real tempting. Oh god.
So you guys,
wanna.
you guys are floating downriver. There's this conversation that's happening, and you see on one of the embankments, you see this gondola and this tall, robed, standing figure. And as you guys are kind of like floating past, the figure just kind of like turns and regards you, and you feel this kind of like forlornness, this like
His
Wait,
ass won't
loss
go all the
of
way.
loss
That's
of
not our fault.
purpose.
I wave.
We prepaid him, so he's not like if we never take the ride, he's just gets free money.
Oh my god. So you guys continue down the lazy Sargoth River, and you eventually you make it past that beach again where you see the ghosts kind of like digging in the sand around the rocks and everything like that. That you guys have just never stopped at. And the river
And we'll never
continues.
stop it.
We don't have a reason to. They're doing their job. Want to do their thing.
They doing them.
I ain't got no reason to slay no ghosts.
You guys make it to the fucking overpass, the place with the ropes, right? Where you
Yeah,
first
love-
camped in the dungeon of the Mad Mage for the first time.
Love that place.
And
Great
then you
place.
follow the river further south. Or west and then south. And eventually come out the Sargoth River lets you out into the waters begin to kind of like eddy and swirl, and you see the currents here are whipping this way and that, right? There's a strong pull to the south, but overall you can see in the distance the structure, the great fortress of Skull Island.
Yeah, we turn.
Okay. As you turn and you head south, you begin to pass. Okay.
Yakey. Yakey.
You begin to pass an old dock that is it looks to be separated from Skullfort, right? And it's old, it's rotted through, but it's kind of like creaking and swaying in the lazily flowing river. It seems to be anchored to an inlet, to a small cave that is separated from Skullfort itself.
Man, that's the biggest bait I've ever heard in my life.
But the river tugs you further south. What do you do?
Get tugged on?
Yeah, I
In
think we
public?
let the current.
Get tugged on.
Wow.
Straight.
I think you said it, bro.
Tuggerinos. All right. The river begins to pick up pace. The current here is stronger. It's still lazy, right? But it's stronger, especially stronger than the open waters that you were in just a moment before, right? But you begin to push past through a narrow opening, and you can see on the right of you, right as you're heading south, this cavern opens, and you can see it's the same cavern attached to this dock, and it is only due to the light from Matashtai's drift globe and Bones's keen perception that Bones is able to see the figure hiding in the shadows of this cave. A emaciated Kuatoa.
I feel like we should stop for that. You guys want to stop for that?
You have a brief fucking moment. Are you stopping or not?
I think it sounds like a good idea. Let's stop.
So there's actually
Just pull the e-brake.
E-brake. So there's a little shift, a little curvature around the cavern that you guys are coming across that allows whoever is at the oars to make an easy stop, right? To basically like shove one of the oars into the side of the wall because it's beginning to drift right, and then push yourselves up onto this small gravelly beach. And as soon as you do that, right, Bones, you see this creature just like wild-eyed panic shove itself, like there's this little like crevice. It tries to like shove itself into the crevice as far as it can, but it can't go far.
Okay.
Boat stopped. You're on this gravelly beach. A pier 30 feet opposite you on the other side of this open cave, swaying in the lazy waters. And then to the south of you is this emaciated Kuatoa that is basically just shoved themselves into this crack and is trying to hide. And you can kind of see they have this big eye in the periphery that they keep like blinking with, right? But the Kuatoa don't close their eyes. They don't just leave their eyes closed, they just blink their eyes. They have these like membranes that they blink with. So it just keeps blinking rapidly as if to like simulate a closed eye.
Who took point on the last Kuatoa negotiation?
You, because you threatened eating their babies.
I do recall that. Does anyone else want to talk? I feel like I've talked a lot this session.
I didn't have like a lot of commitment to the Kuatoa, so.
Okay, I'd be like, hey, what's up?
You're the one that wanted to turn their feet into flippers.
I mean,
This
this could be the first pair of flippers. You know?
I'm committed to that idea still. I say, hey, it's okay. Are you from the wherever the fuck, the Twisted Caverns? Hey.
This creature does not seem to understand you.
Drop-
Roll me
some knowledge.
Roll me a persuasion check. Bones.
Fucking Ezrah. 10, probably.
Uh-oh.
It is. It seems terrified of you, right? Like it seems terrified for its life, but it seems committed to its hiding place. It doesn't try to like extract itself and run. And you can see it's the way that it's wedged in. Right, like you would have some trouble getting to it, but probably not too much trouble getting to it, honestly.
I don't have any fish, but I got some mushrooms. They like mushrooms. I toss them some shrooms.
A very brief moment passes, right, where Bones is just like, tosses some shrooms out there. They land near the crevice, and this creature like blinks more slowly, and you can see it physically like tilts its head to study the food, the mushrooms. Tilts its head back at the party.
It's Ripplebark. He should be familiar.
And like back and forth, each time like tilting its head. Pulls out very slowly. Very slowly.
Just sit down so he knows I can't possibly be lying.
A webbed hand reaches out
It's a callback.
and pulls. I see that, right? Pulls, drags the piece of Ripplebark back into the crevice, and he pulls back into the crevice. And, like ravenously chew at it. And you see his its eyes stay on you. What do you do?
I take out some mushroom too.
Okay.
I give him some more.
Toss some more over there. So it this Kutoa seems, like I said, emaciated, right? Very on the edge of starvation, if not already there. It devours what you give it the first time around very swiftly, and then the second time around it is less ginger as it kind of like approaches and comes for the second round, but it's still suspicious, right? Still suspicious. It drags the mushroom back. Doesn't go quite as far back into the crevasse this time, and this time it's not just like gulping down massive chunks of this mushroom. It's taking more careful bites, more considerating. Like it's watching you. It begins to basically speak merfolk to you, right? Like it begins to make these gurgles and hisses and pops and clicks that are completely unintelligible.
Okay. As it starts to try and communicate, I'll try to telepathically connect to it. And I'll say, "Can you understand me?"
As soon as you do that, right, or as soon
I'm
as
just
you
gonna freak out because of
as
the
soon as you open that, right, you hear in your mind, you hear Valena, you hear, "Oh wait, Matashtai, I remember," and you bridge the connection, and I need you to roll
Oh my
a
God.
wisdom saving throw, as if you. I think this happened. I
think
could be
this happened
misremembering,
last time,
but the
yeah.
last time you tried to bridge the gap with the Kuatoa, and there's madness in their minds, basically.
Right. I'm going to use my reaction to gain advantage on this.
Okay, absolutely, sure.
Same fucking
Oh
number.
my
What the
God!
fuck?
You guys watch as you see Matashtai kind of step forward just a tad, and you see him kind of stand in a familiar, relaxed, kind of like non-confrontational posture. And then his head droops and his jaw hangs open and he begins to drool out of one side.
Oh shit! Oh shit! I'll look up. Start.
Good
Hey,
times.
Matt, wake up! Wait, break it! Don't do the thing.
Matt, roll me a Constitution saving throw.
Hey,
Come on,
not
stay with us.
Benjamin.
Come
Con
on.
save. No, I'm dead. I've died.
Oh well, cool quest.
Ashes, you see recognition in his eyes, but you realize it might take a few minutes for him to make the trip back. He basically, Matashtai is stunned for a minute by the madness inherent
Damn,
in
it's
the
so
Kuatoa
crazy.
Yeah.
It's too crazy.
And can he stand on his own?
mind. Yeah, he's just standing there drooling.
Okay.
Cool.
Just
Okay.
tip Mark and start drawing it like a dick on
How
his
did we
head.
talk to this last time? Ezra, do you have super language or some shit?
The one new broken
Super
comment.
lame.
I have comprehend language, so I can understand them, but I can't speak their language.
The leader of the Kuatoa, the archpriest, he could speak the trader's tongue.
The traitor's tongue.
That's not great for me.
Trade, not traitor.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
All right, he's a fish. Fish like water. I try primordial. Can't maybe like some whooshing and waves and bullshit.
Okay.
Okay, the only time Aquan would ever be useful.
Okay.
maybe?
Wow.
Roll me.
I'll be salty about that for fucking ever.
I'm gonna give you. This is gonna be a circumstantial.
Okay,
I'm
circumstances,
gonna say, roll me a d20 with advantage. Your DC is 15. No bonuses, just a d20 with advantage. Your DC is 15.
Okay. One.
Pretty
Roll
20.
dice. Well, that's a 9 and 11. Well, we tried. All right then. Well,
Even
So
an effort.
you make these noises, and this Kuatoa just kind of like very now slowly kind of like. And I say that it's more like
yeah.
just like looking at you, watching, slowly eating, right? It just doesn't understand you. It doesn't know what you're saying, what you're trying to get across, but it seems like it is paying attention to you, right? There's just a language barrier there. You just can't communicate. You can't communicate with a language that you know of.
I don't think I have another. Do you think it can read?
You could draw.
Draw what?
I don't know.
You could draw.
Draw what?
Well, Matt's stunned for another minute and a half, so
Yeah.
I'm just drooling.
okay. I draw. The stupid aboleth showed itself, right? Like 4 times when it was harassing us.
we've
Yeah,
seen it.
you've seen the shape of the creature, sure.
All right, I draw
You,
that.
like draw it in the
motherfucker.
sand.
Sure, I try that. That sounds yeah.
So this Kuatoa can't quite like see what you're trying to do, so it kind of like it comes to the edge of the crevasse, but not completely out of it, right? It's kind of like straining, trying to see what it is you're drawing. Roll either a performance or a sleight of hand for me. Okay. Good control, good understanding of like what you're trying to accomplish here. It looks reasonably like what you were attempting to convey, and the Kuatoa kind of like blinks.
I mean, I
slowly.
figured like tentacles.
Yeah, and it's still kind of like nibbling on this ripple bark, this second like loaf of ripple bark, and it just kind of like nods its head at you.
Mm-hmm. I point the direction. There's like an outlet where it goes down, right?
Yeah, further south.
I point to it, aboleth, and I point to the outlet, like where it goes down.
Pause.
And
in
then I,
consideration.
yeah,
And then it nods again.
okay. And then I will try to. I will draw some Kuatoa with mad faces and an arrow at the aboleth. And then I will point to it and then down there again. As if asking the question, are the Kuatoa still down there being mad at the aboleth?
That's a lot of context.
That's a lot to convey. That's a lot of context.
I understand that.
Roll me a sleight of hand or performance at disadvantage.
All right. 11. Still actually not bad.
The Kuatoa, it seems to like blink at you. Look at the drawing, and then look at you. Then look at the drawing, and look at you. But it doesn't do anything. It doesn't shake his head. It doesn't nod its head. It doesn't shrug. It just seems unable to process or respond or to formulate a response to your question.
Okay. Guys, there's a language barrier. I don't know what to do.
Yeah.
It's probably about this time that Matashtai snaps back into it. Is the lower half of his jaw just covered in drool? The front of his what do you wear? Like a robe or like a kimono?
Like a vest.
Like a vest?
Yeah, it's like a
It's just
I
soaked.
can't think of what they're called.
Like
but
you've
yeah.
been drooling on it for the last
It's like
minute,
a gi
opally.
almost.
Yeah, gotcha. Okay. So yeah, there's just like small patches of like dampness on your on the front of it now, but you kind of like blink rapidly back into your. Where am I? Oh, I'm here. Oh God! You see these flashes of symbols, and weird, strange shapes. I try to not use the phrase non-Euclidean geometry, but it's basically non-Euclidean geometry in your fucking head, right?
Awesome.
And these shadowy shapes of like basically Cthulhu monsters. And you're like, oh god, and you hear Valena calling to you in your mind, and it kind of like helps call you back, and you, as you're back, and you're kind of like. You hear in your mind, okay, let's maybe not do that again without like some sort of preparation or warning or something like that.
Yeah, that's my bad. I forgot. What kind of precautions can we take?
She says, well, I don't fucking know, but that was horrendous.
Yeah, I didn't like that at all.
I'm not gonna lie, that really reminded me of back home.
Have you
Like
had Cthulhu in the
not
Great
back
Wars?
home, but back home.
No, not on my planet, but where she's from.
Oh. Sick.
I don't know. I can't think of anything that we can do to prepare. It's either bullhead our way through it or walk away.
Fuck. At
I got
least
nothing.
warn me
Okay.
next time.
All right, I write
All right.
down. Can you
Ready up.
read? Question mark.
Shit. She's like, shit.
And I
I'm gonna take
attempt to
this
bridge
man's
the
feet and
connection
leave.
again.
You try again.
Yep, I try again.
Roll me a wisdom save. This is gonna be at disadvantage.
Well, you're fucked.
Okay. I'm assuming since it's at disadvantage, I can't use my reaction.
No.
Okay.
Well, I mean, you could use your reaction to turn it into a normal one, I suppose.
Normal. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that then. Huh.
Oh. That's pretty good.
You are. There's no preparation that you can make necessarily, but
Slam
but
head
the
against-
warning that you give to Valena, you both approach with this understanding and this caution, and you can feel this protection around you as you approach, and you come right up to this. You basically see this wall of seething energy, and it is just crisscrossed with runes and sigils of unintelligible design. And you can see beyond this distant lightning, this flash of illumination, and these silhouette figures of indescribable proportions and colossal mass. And you are unable to push through. And you realize it might be because Valina is kind of like pulling back away from this in this scenario of just like, this is whatever this is not worth it.
Okay.
And
I'm back off.
and you feel this potential to kind of like bridge the gap, right? There is that ability there, but Valina's afraid. Well, and she physically pulls back from the scenario.
Yeah, it's cool. We back off.
Okay.
All right. Well, I
just kind of let the guys know. I'm like, that one's not happening.
All right. I write down. Can you read ? And show it to him.
In common?
Yes.
Just kind of like turns, blinks, doesn't respond to you.
All right, guys. That's all I got. That's more than I've ever given before.
Pack it up.
Ezra waves at the thing and turns around.
I got nothing else. I'll leave him some fucking ripple bark. I'll leave him 2 pounds of ripple bark. I got nothing else.
Okay, so unable to establish communication with this creature, Bones like pulls out some more food and just sets it down, and then begins to back away back to the boat. As that happens, the creature like holds out its hands.
Okay.
It fully comes out of the crevasse, holds out its hands, holds them up. What do you guys do?
I will stop and look at it expectantly. And
it turns and it kind of blinks for a moment. And then it again, it like motions with its hands. And then it turns, begins to walk. And it walks over to that ancient swaying pier.
Okay, yes.
Walks
I recall
onto the pier.
that exists.
And it turns and it looks at you.
The demon lord.
And it nods. And it dives into the water.
Okay.
What do you do?
We can all breathe underwater, so
Do we wait a minute, or like is he going to get something, or do we think he's showing us something?
Wouldn't he have beckoned us forward if he wanted us to follow?
I don't know. He doesn't speak or read.
Yeah, but he motioned to stop. Wouldn't he have motioned to follow if he wanted us to follow?
Then he motioned to stop as we were leaving.
Maybe he's drowning himself. Maybe we can all drown ourselves.
He's a fish, and you're an awful person.
Rumbling.
I think it's time we start waterboarding the goblin.
You might deserve it, honestly. He's kind of an arsehole.
I think we just wait a second and see if he like comes back. I don't know. Can anyone see in the water?
A logical choice, yes.
I mean, it's got dark vision. Like we all have dark vision, right?
Yeah, but isn't it like
one of us
Does that shit still work under?
One of us does not have dark vision. They decided to use a different feature.
Is it murky? I stick my face in the water and see if I can see him.
It is
I don't know how the fuck that works.
It's relatively clear water, right? And you're able to see down to a fair depth, not your full range of vision, right? But you're able to see down to a fair range. Are you like walking over to the pier and sticking your head into the water, because you guys are on the opposite side right now?
Yeah, I walk over near where he went down.
Okay,
Stick
your head in the water. Begin to kind of like look around. You don't see him anywhere.
Great.
Well, he didn't he didn't say to come. So maybe we just chill out here for a minute.
All right.
Okay.
We chill for a
Okay.
minute.
A minute passes. What do you do?
2 minutes.
We wait for 5 minutes.
He's probably gonna come back, probably, or maybe he's going to get his Illithid master to kill us.
Come back
5
with a
minutes
Kuato
pass.
god.
And at the pier, a head breaks the surface of the water, and you see this Kuatoa climb up onto the pier, and something's draped about its shoulders. A skin, a fleshy, rubbery substance.
Fins?
And it walks over next to where Bones has laid down this pile of ripple
Oh.
bark, and it kind of like unfurls, and you can see now it's kind of this it's this cloak or this cape, this rubbery shawl, and it kind of like
Okay.
folds it up and drops it on the sand next to the mushroom, and it reaches down and it gathers up the mushrooms, and it pulls back about 5 feet or so and waits.
Okay. I think it's trying to trade with you, Bones.
Is it trying to give me that?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. It's so. Did you say so? It unfurled. Did it sit on it or whatever, like a carpet?
Well, it was wearing it like a cloak or like a cape or something like that.
So he took it off and laid it down next to the mushrooms and then pulled the mushrooms back.
Okay. I moved to take it and put it on, like a squid.
So you can actually see, like, it does have this kind of like rubbery texture. It kind of like feels weird. It's very moist on your skin and fur, right? But it actually does have a hood. It almost looks like a squid or an octopus. The way it's shaped, it has these kind of like bells, these like circuits, these half moons, right? These crescents in its design. It kind of looks like, you guys have seen these before, the dark mantles, the way a dark mantle like looks. Okay?
Okay. That has the cloak of the manta ray, right? Don't you?
I don't.
What's you're get your swim from the fucking
I have a ring
the
of
mariners, right?
No, I got the ring of swim speed or whatever.
He has,
and
he has just a straight up ring of swimming.
Okay,
and
my
then
bad.
I have the air bubble helmet thing.
Yeah, the helmet. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, cool. I guess. Does he seem happy with this trade?
He kind of like nods and blinks at you.
Best of luck.
And then, as this exchange happens, right? It walks over to the crevasse that's down the mushrooms, and then kind of walks back towards you. And you're a little ways away, but it walks back over kind of towards your drawings, to your first drawing, your drawing of the aboleth.
Okay.
And it kicks and stomps and splashes at the image.
Kill it.
And then it stops and it looks at you and it blinks rapidly a couple times.
Okay. I say, I nod a lot, like, yep.
Yeah.
And then I say, like, I'd be like, yeah, I agree with you. All of us, we're gonna kill it.
It walks back to the crevasse, and you see with the poundage of mushrooms. You see it sits down. It plops down next to them. It brings out this little kind of like it looks like a knife, right? But it looks like hardened razor thin, and it begins to kind of like
cool.
cut the ripple bark into portions. sets them into these little niches in the cavern wall. It seems it seems done
it's
with
cool.
whatever the conversation is.
Okay, cool. I don't really know what just happened, but I have a squid cloak.
Pretty sweet.
I'm a squid now. Squid cat. Squid
Squid
cat
cat.
dwarf.
He's
Squid
a
dwarf
kid
cat.
now.
Sorry.
He's a squid now.
All right, well, cool. Let's go kill an aboleth, I guess.
You want to find out what that cloak is? Is it magical or?
I don't know. I traded some mushrooms for it, so how magical could it be?
I mean, if we're back on the boat, can't I just ritually cast Identify on it?
I mean,
guess
if
you
you're
could.
dying, would you trade a magical cloak for food?
How
Yes.
magical is the cloak?
I mean, if I need food, who cares?
I care.
Would you like to
Zach
you
cares.
have your
out
Zach
loud?
priorities.
As I'm getting on the boat, look. I feel bad for the bro. I toss some more ripple bark. I put some more ripple bark down there, like kind of stealthily, but away from the water, so it doesn't get like washed in.
How much?
I don't know. No, 2 pounds. I had 10
How
pounds
much
of this
ripple
shit.
bark did you have?
He had a lot. He had 10
grabbed a
pounds.
lot.
Do you not remember when we were last in the fucking farms? He was like, "How much of this can I harvest? Can't I harvest like X-teen billion?"
Right?
And
Right.
when I was like,
do
"Zach, you
remember
can
that.
only harvest this much," he was like, "Are you fucking? I can only harvest this
Specific
much."
rules. There are rules as far as the rolling is how much you can harvest
Yeah,
per
I know.
plant. So
Freaking harvest 15,000 pounds of ripple bark. Okay, another couple pounds.
it's fine. I just, I just want this bro to he seems amicable. I like amicable. Amicable people get rewarded. I don't even really need anything else out of this interaction other than the fact that he was amicable.
Okay, that interaction completed. You all get back into the boat. You hear this fucking finally, and you continue onwards. Further downriver on the Sargoth.
Bones, do you want me to make sure that it isn't like gonna suck the life out of you, or?
Yeah, you can do that. I'm
Sucking.
already wearing it, so
Cloak of
I
air
guess you can
stealing.
check it. Yeah,
I'm going to identify it while he's wearing
Okay.
it.
wearing it.
While heading down the lazy river of the Sargoth, Ezra is able to identify this squid now, kid now cloak
Dwarf cat.
as a cloak of the manta ray.
Oh, there you go. Called it.
Called it before you did.
Cloak of
Gifted,
hunger and
gifted
I had
for
fucking no idea. It took me way longer than it should have to figure out what that was.
gifted for
Original, by
saving,
the way.
for being kind, for bearing with a communication gap, etc., etc. And gifted in the hopes that you defeat this great evil. You now have a Cloak of the Manta Ray, which, for anyone who is unaware of what a Cloak of the Manta Ray does, is it allows you to
Breathe underwater and
Oh,
get
that is
90
like-
feet swim speed.
while the hood
60.
while the hood is up.
Yep.
While the hood
Yep.
is up, you have you can breathe underwater and you have a swim speed of 60 feet. Pulling the hood up or down requires an action. And to quantify that, right, to make this
You can breathe underwater. Can you not breathe
yeah,
air?
so that's the scenario, right? Like is they don't say this in the base description of the item. But in my opinion, it's implied because otherwise, why wouldn't you just always have it up and you can always fucking breathe? So the scenario is if you don't have the hood up, then you don't have the ability to breathe underwater or the 60-foot swim speed. So you have to have the hood up in order to gain those benefits. But if you put the hood down, right? Or sorry, let me rephrase that. While you have the hood up, you can't breathe above water. You basically you gain gills. So you are a fish out of water when you have the hood up, but when you have the hood down, you're normal. Okay.
Okay.
And
well.
what kind of like torture
Yeah,
device could
it's-
that be where you
Right.
restrain
my
someone,
God.
put them in the hood, and you just
Oh
pull the
my
hood up while they're
God.
above air?
Dude, it's not attunement either. Oh, we can torture this goblin.
Ah!
Holy
Oh my
shit.
God! What is wrong with you guys?
We can, wait, we
Ezra-
can airboard this guy.
Oh my god, dude!
Boy.
Yeah, we can airboard people.
After explaining what this does, Ezra begins to conjure a lightning bolt at Bones.
What? Why? I quickly put the cloak on him and pulled the hood up. Yeah.
You put the
conjure
hood on
now.
Ezra and pull the hood up?
That's right.
Oh my
Conjure
God.
now, motherfucker. No, I'm joking. I don't know. That might we might give this we might could give this to Ashes. It might be better on you than me.
It'd probably be a good idea because
Yeah.
if he's gonna need to move around to
I can-
get
Well,
into
I-
melee,
if it's something that's not attuned to, then
No, it's just no attunement. Yeah.
yeah, then we could just pass it around as needed.
Well, yeah. I mean, yeah. I mean, I
Well,
at least tell
for
you.
the fight.
Probably start
I
on
don't
you,
know.
though.
So, like, technically, you have more range than I do, but
With a crossbow, yeah.
yeah. But you still have two
Would-
attacks
would
with
it-
the crossbow, right?
No,
would
No,
it make sense
crossbow
for
is
him
loading.
to give?
it's a loading weapon, so you get one
Would it
shot.
make sense
Honestly,
for
it
him to
might be
give
better
you
to
the
go melee.
crossbow because you have dex to amp the crossbow damage up?
That's
I don't
true.
have dex.
That
No,
actually,
Bones.
that actually might be. It's jet, right? It's not made of metal. It's made of crystal or stone.
Crossbow?
Yeah.
It's made
Uh,
of wood.
No,
I'm sure
I thought.
No.
Oh,
This is a crossbow you guys got from the Horde.
I thought it
of
was-
Troll
Oh, this is
King.
the +1. Gotcha.
I
That's-
thought it was jet, isn't
I'm
it?
pretty sure it's made of either jet or obsidian.
I vaguely recall jet, because it's like black.
Yeah, it's fucking like midnight black.
That would be fine. I can still sneak attack with a crossbow. Okay, yeah, I got
There was also something about the crossbow. It had something. Hold on, I've got to
Yeah.
go to the description now.
That's fine. If you want to, I'll do that trade.
Yeah,
For-
absolutely. You're more than welcome
especially,
to it.
especially for this, I'll definitely do that trade. And since it's not explicitly made of metal, I'm willing to do that. I have a jihad against metal, not stone.
All right. So it does. It's just a normal +1 hand crossbow, but if you attune to it, it makes you immune to the blind effect.
I'm down for that. That sounds great. It's dark underwater.
I think that means magical blinding,
Well, I
like
don't know.
the status effect
Blinded.
blind.
Yep.
He is
as
a
infected
squid
by
thing.
magic.
How do you know he doesn't like ink us?
Yeah, Incus.
I mean, fair, but yeah.
Okay,
so yeah,
well-
I'll
it's
just
a-
say this: like, if he didn't ink you before, he's gonna ink you now.
I'm sitting on 20 bolts, so I'll hand those over as well.
Yeah, let me get those. And you can put the cloak of the Mandarin on your sheet.
Will do.
It's in the SRD. What is this called? Is it in the SRD maybe?
No,
No.
it's literally just a +1 crossbow that makes you immune to blind.
And it's a light crossbow.
Yes.
It is a light crossbow.
I believe so.
Okay. Is that a?
D8.
I'm gonna assume
Okay.
the cloak weighs like.
Is that a weapon that Bones is proficient in? The question.
That's what I was. It's a simple. Okay, so it is. Yes. That's what I was checking.
Yeah,
too.
because
I was-
actually, light crossbows are the simple ones. Hand and heavy are martial ones. So that's
Which is-
well,
actually perfect.
I'm proficient with hand. Not,
Oh, nice.
But not heavy.
Nice. Cool.
Yeah, I'm proficient. So okay, all simple and hand. I'm good with. Okay, cool. So yeah, that actually works out quite well.
Good shit.
Aw.
Look at us planning.
Light
Yeah!
crossbow,
Holy fuck!
cloaks.
Never happens.
It
You
really
guys
does
actually
not.
playing a lot. You guys playing fairly well.
And I'm gonna say
Like
check.
the Out of the Abyss campaign, I feel it was relatively infamous for its either lack of planning or like fast and loose planning. But I feel like in Dungeon the Mad Mage, you guys plan fairly well.
Yo, hit me with that copy pasta when you got it.
When we
Light crossbow.
am I misremembering? Did we long rest after finding the throne?
No,
No,
we
we
short
short
rested.
rest.
We short rest. That's what it was. Okay, never mind.
So just any of your short rest shit came
Or your
back.
key points you get back.
Gotcha.
Oh, I got my whale back. Nice.
Okay.
And I guess I will use the time to attune, and hopefully I have enough time
Yeah, you got
before we
enough
get
time.
there.
Yeah, you're good. Trying to do math in my head. Sorry.
7.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You guys journey further and further down, in a very gentle decline, winding down the Sargoth River, the River of the Depths, leaving Skullport behind you, and eventually, you
That's
come.
good.
You come into the area that you remember being the farms. You pass by, and you can kind of hear that you pass by this tunnel in the north of the river, and you can hear this kind of like quiet humming. This.
I think they're
Okay.
summoning their god.
Well, no, that's at least the giant's not,
Oh, that's the Etten.
the Etten, yeah.
Move further. You can see openings to the south, tunnels leading southward, and you can
We didn't
see
explore any of those.
you can see a tunnel to the north of you, where a outcropping of amethyst.
Are we going right to the
Sits.
Aboleth, guys? Because we're going right
Oh, we
towards
should
the
get some more
Aboleth.
amethyst, dude. Friendship stone.
Are we going right to the Aboleth, or are we not?
No,
Because right
no,
now
we're
we are
not, no,
going
we're
right
not.
to the Aboleth.
Why not? Do you want to like check it out? Check it out. We can stop at the Kuatoa base before we get here.
We get off on one of these offshoots and fold up the boat, and then
The
swim
boat?
in, so that we
I'm
don't
really-
risk losing our boat.
I'm a real slow swimmer, bro. Now that I'm not a squid anymore.
How quickly does the boat collapse?
an
It
action, I think.
takes an action. Yeah.
So
I mean, we
like
can-
if I say the command, we're just like
Well, it's bloop 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 bloop.
Why don't we stop at the Kuatoa base and see what happened there? It's like the next outlet, right?
I thought they were way north from here, but I could.
No,
be wrong.
they're the south spot that we see. We're coming up on.
Well, okay, hold on. Do we think they? So the Aboleth clearly got stronger or died, but it probably got stronger because Willow didn't say the corruption like was
No,
gone.
she wanted this thing dead too.
So, I guess it like makes sense that it probably acquired some more slaves. So that means Drow or Kuatoa. Maybe both. Do you guys want to get off before the Kuatoa, or do you want to like go to the Kuatoa? Because I think there's probably like a 70% chance we're about to have a fight if we go to them.
Fine, not until after we've dealt with the Aboleth, but so I'm
Okay, so we need to
not
get off.
strongly.
Okay, so we need to get off at the Amethyst. That's the second inlet, right, Jeremy? On the left? Okay, yeah, let's get off there.
Okay.
Sounds good to me.
Halt the boat. Pull it up onto the gravelly beach. Speak the command words.
Bibbity bobbity.
And as you
Get
all
in
are
my
kind of
pocket,
like
In my
pulling
pockety,
yourself
I like that.
bibbity bobbity into my pockety. I like that. That's pretty good. As you guys are kind of like pulling up onto the beach, those of you with dark vision, Bones,
have that.
Ezra, Ashes, you guys can see in one of these southern outlets to the southeast, you can see this kind of like sheen. You can see a figure kind of move forward in the shadows and watch.
Cool.
It's hard to make out from the distance, right? It's on the edge of your vision, but yeah, it seems like it's one of the fish folk.
Okay, well, we know that they don't speak English.
Yep, except for
So, this is about to get weird.
do we jump in and go?
Go where? I thought we were walking.
The aboleth lives in the water, my dude.
Yeah, but like, okay, so the next little area is where we cross into Kuatoa area,
Yep.
which, as I recall, is not super deep.
And then southeast of that is, I think, where the aboleth.
That stands to reason, yes. Why don't we go on land around to where we cross to Kuatoa land?
Okay.
I'm
I
fine
mean,
with that.
I'm down for just going, but again, I think it's probably a fight, so
For a specification, you think it's a fight with the Kuatoa?
I think they're probably all brainwashed or all dead.
Gotcha.
Or both.
So
70-30.
we go to the, what is that, the 5th inlet?
Yeah, we'll just go up and around
Yep.
and down to where we cross. I know. I mean, I can't.
Furthest that we can see on that top side.
I don't know where. I would like ping on this map, but it's all dark
Yeah,
and
we
shit.
don't have
So
vision.
I mean, I can put you guys on the map. Figure.
let's
I
do
don't-
that.
I
Unless
don't think
anyone.
we have fog of war, though. That's the
No, we
problem.
don't. I
Yeah,
think
you
so
don't
either.
have Fog of War.
All right, well, let's do that then.
Okay, that's why I was so confused. I was looking at where we were on that previous map, trying to figure
Yeah.
out where the fuck on the river we were.
Oh.
Yeah.
I was
Well,
like,
I mean,
the
we've
river
been
doesn't
doing-
look
we-
like
we-
this.
We've been doing a lot of narration, like Theater of the Mind stuff, so I haven't been like swapping you guys to the maps yet. So
Okay. So
I was so confused because we were at the bottom left of the map, and you guys were talking about the Kuatoa, who were like in the middle of this one.
Yep.
okay. So up and around to where we crossed to get to Kuatoa land.
okay.
I mean, in worst case, we just launch the boat past that little sandbar and just sail up it, right?
Okay, so you guys you decide that you're going to move north with the intention of heading up and around until you get back to that point where you had established a bridgehead to go across to the
Yes.
Kuatoa.
Yes.
Well, then that takes you into the kind of like muddy cavern where you had originally fought the Zorn. You can see on the left side the large outcropping of amethyst.
Yeah.
Did we
Okay.
ever rest?
We
Took
short
a
rest.
short rest after the fight or after the encounter with
Storm.
the darkest rain shadow.
Making
boy.
sure I get the stuff. Okay. Because I did not. Okay. We square.
Yes, I recall where we are. I resist the urge to gather a shitload of amethyst.
Okay. All right.
We're on a mission.
Yeah, you guys are on a mission, so I think probably I want to keep playing but I think that is a good place to go ahead and end tonight's session. Next time it sounds like there's gonna be a fight, hopefully with
I sure fucking hope so.
an aboleth, maybe with some Kuatoa. We'll have to see how that all turns out. Thanks for
Or
watching.
drow.
or Drow, or who knows at this
Who
point.
knows what?
Honestly, you guys have been away from the 4th level for several days now, so
3 days.
it's no
Anyone's guess.
telling what the Aboleth has done in the meantime.
Maybe I just overestimate how quickly he. I mean, it has only been like 4 days, but
We'll see how that turns out on the next session of Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. We will see you all next time. Bye-bye, everybody.
Bye.
Later.